Hi guys! So we're talking about quantum entanglement today and actually how it's small peanuts compared to what's actually going on. So I'm going to just do a little brief explanation about it, and then I'm going to explain actually what's truly going on and why they, whoever they is, if it's your SP, your job opportunity, the person who's giving you the loan, whoever it is, how they are confirming who you are, not conforming. Okay, they don't actually conform because, well, when I explain it you'll understand why. But they don't actually conform, they're not changing, they actually are staying the same, but it's different thems, right? Depending on who you are being, right? You're lining up with a different version of them. So they are not conforming, they are confirming who you are being. Okay, so I'm going to totally go into explaining this, and I just wanted to say another objective of these videos is actually to not only relax you and make you a master at creating your best life and doing it easily, but also to give you a totally new perspective, a totally new way of looking at the world, so you yourself can change as well, right? So you can become a new you based on your new perspective of the world. Okay, so that's literally the other major objective of these videos and of the channel. So in saying that, let's get started. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring out the chart because I think it's going to be I actually didn't erase it from last time, so and I do think it's going to really try to well, it's going to really give the best explanation, even though it's kind of a crappy chart. But anyway, so here it is. I know you probably remember this from I don't know, it's a few videos back, but the dog's watching here. She's my little pupil. So oh my gosh, I wish I could show you. Let's look. Oh look, she's watching. Okay. Anyway, okay, so now I messed it up. So using this, I'm going to explain how you are actually getting confirmation from them and they're actually confirming who you are. So we're going to just cross out this old model because this is not how it works, right? This is not what we're working with, right? We've kind of discussed that in the other video about quantum jumping. And I was explaining how quantum jumping works, where you are just switching timelines, right? So just doing a little refresher on that. You are literally just switching timelines. You're not creating a whole world. It's already created, right? It's already there for you. It's already inside of you. You are the I am. All of these possible potentials are within you. Okay, so that's what we're working with. Okay, and this is the new model of time. Just suggests all of these are going on at the same time, and you're just literally picking. You know, there's plenty of these, many of these, and like I said before, on one version of reality, he's a drug addict. One version, you're friends. One version, you're broken up. One version, you are with him, together. The heart means together. So all of these depends on who. Let's say you're here. Whichever one, I'm going to try to say this really easily and simply so that you guys can just fully understand this. So whatever version of them that's showing up is going to be always and only based on you. Whatever version of you, you are being, is going to be determining what they are confirming. Okay, right? And so they will be confirming, giving you confirmation of whoever you're being. And basically everybody in your world will be doing that, right? And you'll notice it when, for example, when you change your self-concept. You'll notice it when you go to the grocery store. You'll see people complimenting you on your exact affirmations, or people just viewing you differently, right? You go to the grocery store, just little simple things throughout your day, you will see confirmations everywhere. Like, let's say if you like I said in my changing time video and choosing your own age and being that age and just being whoever you want. If you choose a new age for yourself and you be that age, no one's going to deny you of that, right? They're going to confirm that wherever you go. If you're really being it, if you're just saying like, this is the age I'm going to be, this is the age I resonate with, this is what I'm choosing for myself, so that these are the things that I bring about, right? If you're being 27 versus 67, right? You're going to bring about new things and different things. And, you know, like I always say, would you rather have 27-year-old problems or, you know, 57-year-old problems or 67-year-old problems, you know, because we're so conditioned to know what happens at these ages, right? So it's just simply choosing who you're going to be, and then just being it at every opportunity, right? And changing the mindset to go along with the, you know, with the actions that you're making all day, right? The choices that you're doing all day. So basically, whatever decision that is, whoever you're being, whatever version of you you're stepping into, it's just deciding on that, becoming that, and seeing the confirmation of that wherever you go. Like I said, in little ways, like even when you go get your car fixed, or when you go, you know, drop your kids off somewhere, you know, drop them off at school, you'll just get people confirming the new you everywhere, along with your SP, right? So basically, you know, you are just literally whatever version of you are picking, that's the version that you're going to line up with over here. So it's a pretty self-explanatory, like the way this works, okay? Now, this is how we see it, right? This is how the many worlds theory sees it. This is how we see it when we're believing that, or when we're knowing that the, you know, the quantum field contains everything, and that we are the consciousness that contains literally every possibility, and that there are multiple timelines that we're always potentially lining up with depending on who we are choosing to be. So this is the reason this is literally blows the quantum entanglement out of the water, is because quantum entanglement just suggests that two particles, whether they be, you know, atoms or protons, neutrons, any kind of particles that were once entangled will stay entangled. That's one of the theories. And then the other quantum entanglement, like one of the basic theories, is also we're all entangled, right? And it doesn't really go into detail, but you know, we're all kind of enmeshed in a way, right? We're all kind of responding, but responding to each other, but especially when you've already been entangled, like when two cells are together, or two atoms or two molecules are together, and then when they're separated, like when they've done studies of like heart cells, when they're separated from each other, they still beat the same, and they kind of beat on time and together still. So they kind of have proven this theory in many, many ways. And when one particle is affected, the other will show the effect, even though they're only doing the thing to the one particle. Okay, so that's kind of what, in very simple terms, that's what quantum entanglement suggests, right? And so this many worlds theory, and also the way of viewing the world in this manner, with all of these potentials and all of these timelines that are available to us all the time within the I am, is a much grander and more holistic and more, I think, more just maybe an easier way to understand it, or a way to apply it, more than the quantum entanglement. Because quantum entanglement tells you what it is, but it doesn't exactly tell you like how can we use this to our advantage, right? It's just kind of like, it's just the theory and a proven science about it. So it works together, but you can use it to understand this as well, right? It kind of, to me, it's like the prelude to this, basically. It's not the whole picture, because we see how things are all interconnected, but this really breaks down the connection and really gives us the full picture of how deeply we are connected to everything. Like the fact that we are the only cause, like literally who you are being, what version of you are picking, is determining what version of them, like whatever version of them you are, seeing in your 3D world is determined by your version of you. So it's really, the saying, the world doesn't revolve around you. It certainly does, right? We can definitely prove that wrong by, I don't know how many times each one of us has heard that as kids, right? Like the world doesn't revolve around you when you want something, or I know I heard it as a kid, right? Like you're not the center of everything, but actually you are the center of everything. So you can throw that on its head, or flip that on its head and really know that you are actually the center of everything. So I hope this really explains quantum entanglement and how we are just intrinsically entangled because of this. And because we are the only cause, we are intrinsically entangled with every single thing in our entire world. So if you can try to grasp that, it's a big concept, but it really will help you relax into your creatorship and be able to create anything really easily, quite honestly. Let me look and see what other notes I had. I wanted to make this not a very long video, just a little refresher video. So let's see. It's easy for you to be the you want to be. Yeah. So there was a couple of things here that I kind of just wanted to read. Honestly, I think I just want to read this paragraph. I was gonna summarize it from Neville, but it's from Awakened Imagination, The Coin of Heaven, chapter 5, and this kind of sums up what I was saying. And I just have been reading Neville again recently from my very loved reader. Okay, so that which ye sow ye reap. Ye yonder fields, the sesamum was sesamum, the corn was corn, the silence and the darkness knew. So is a man's fate born. And then that's the Light of Asia. It's from the Light of Asia. And then it says, ends run true to origin. So it's basically saying, whatever you plant, that's what tree you're going to have. If you plant a plum seed, you're going to have a plum tree. You plant a grape seed, you're going to have a grapevine, and so, and this is speaking to inner conversations and who we think we are, right? Because our inner conversations tell us and tell the world who we think we are and who we're being, right, in that moment, right? So it's he's talking about your inner conversations being the grit and the core of who you are being, and checking in with your inner conversations and knowing who you're being from noticing what your inner conversations are. It's basically, in the way he says inner conversations, it's anything you're telling yourself, right? Send any kind of affirmations you're telling yourself, or speaking with someone else in your mind. All of that is what he refers to as inner conversations. It's just inner talk, basically, inner thoughts, inner talk, anything that's going on in your mind. A lot of times it's subconscious, but in order to direct yourself into the new you and become the new man, you've got to pay attention to your inner conversations and be changing them to your desired end, right? Change them into the inner conversations you would have with your desired end, right? Inside of your desired end. If you were in that end, if that end was you right now, what inner conversations would you be having, right? So I'm going to start reading a little bit more of Neville, because it just really evokes something within me, and it's just so good. Here's one about our inner conversations on the next page. It says, it is our inner conversations which make tomorrow's facts. Put off the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Put on the new man, which is created in righteousness. And then it goes on to say, our minds, like our stomachs, are whetted by change of food. So basically, all that is basically to say, put off the former conversation. So put off the old speak, the old things you've been saying, And the old man, which is corrupt, right? It's not the person you want to be. They are now corrupt. They're not you. That's not the real you, right? You're choosing different. And then be renewed in the spirit of your mind, right? Change your mind. Be anew in your mind. And put on the new man by being new in your mind, right? Which is created in righteousness, right? He always speaks about righteousness being the person you want to be, right? And righteousness is just being that person, right? And living in your own righteousness means agreeing to be the person you actually want to be. And then our minds, like our stomachs, are wetted by change of food, right? So our minds, when fed different things, when we're feeding our mind different things, wetted just means stimulated, right? Enhanced. So our minds are enhanced and stimulated by change of food, right? So as soon as you change your food, your comments, your words in your mind, your statements, your conversations in your mind will be wetted by that, which means like enhanced or vibrated or changed and transformed, and all those things means wetted, like stimulated into new lands, right? Into new beings, new horizons, things like that. Okay, so that was from Awakened Imagination and chapter 5, The Coin of Heaven. I'll leave you with that. Hope this was a good video for you guys. I love you guys. If you love Neville, changing your life, transformation, law of assumption, and my unique perspective, stick around. I'd love to have you guys.